Maybe I'm in a good mood this week. I don't know. But even though I could see several things on Raw that bothered me or should bother me, they're just not bothering me as much as they should. And frankly, I think part of the reason for that is because of one feud, one storyline. Yeah, you could almost sit there and say that sitting through 3 hours can be worth it if you get enough redeeming qualities throughout to where you can overlook a lot of the other crap. And don't get it twisted. Throughout the 3 hours of this week, there was still a lot of crap, and there was stuff that still bothered me, and surely I'm going to talk about it, as you know I will, but it just didn't bother me as much. But there was that one storyline, that one feud, that one real beacon of hope that lets me know that sometimes even the WWE can get some stuff right. Now, I don't know that the show needed to start off with a 20-minute promo segment. My Christ. It's like, come on, get to the damn point today, Junior. But at least they touched on something with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman in reference to Rollins attempting to cash in on Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions. They finally addressed it. They finally touched on it. This made Seth Rollins look good to me. So even though this opening segment was very, very long, and it got to the point, I'm like, come on, let's just get this shit over with. At least they were touching on some good things there. And then, of course, when Ambrose eventually appears on the screen, I'm like, okay, this is good. Instead of him being just face-to-face like is so often the case, here's Ambrose in one area, here's Rollins in an entirely different area, setting up the table for other stuff to carry on throughout the course of the night, which also, as so many things have been in this whole rivalry, the rivalry of the year for WWE, in my humble opinion. It was very, very good. It was the highlight of the show. It was the redeeming quality of the show. And the fact that it was spread throughout the show made this show acceptable. What won't be acceptable to me, though, is what they could be potentially setting up to at Hell in a Cell. To me, there is only one match and one main event. That's it. There's one match that entire show should be built around. And if you're not going to have Lesnar in the fold, which clearly they're not going to for Hell in a Cell, you only have one option. There is option A. That is option every fucking thing. Don't screw it up, WWE. That is Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose inside a Hell in a Cell. And the way they are setting this up now also almost makes you believe that they're either A, going to do some type of triple threat with Cena involved in Ambrose and Rollins' crap, and God knows I don't think anybody wants that at this point in time, or they're setting up to a fatal four-way where you throw Orton fucking in the mix, and oh God, I don't think anybody wants that at all. I've seen some stuff talking about where Ambrose could face Cena at the pay-per-view, like in the opening match, and then the winner goes on to face Rollins in Hell in a Cell, and the loser gets freaking Randy Orton. Could you imagine that? Cena versus Ambrose? Either one of two things happens, and neither one of them are going to be good for any of us. Either A, John Cena goes over Ambrose, and it's like, fuck Ambrose, it's back to the same old shit where he's going to plow through Rollins in the main event, or Cena loses, and we're all happy only to discover that means we get John Cena versus Randy Orton again one-on-one at a fucking pay-per-view. WWE, if you couldn't figure out something better to do with John Cena and Randy Orton, that's your business. That's your fault. That's your problem. Do not in any way try to ruin or diminish this great feud that you have going on between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Do not attempt to sully the waters by taking the shine off of the guys that have earned this shine, that have earned this spotlight, that deserve this moment to be the featured attraction, the one-on-one main event at Hell in a Cell. I mean, gives a shit about John Cena versus fucking Seth Rollins at this point. Do that afterwards. Nobody wants to see Dean Ambrose versus John Cena versus Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins because, Cena and Rollins are involved in yet another fucking main event. Nobody wants to see Cena versus Orton again, for crying out loud. And nobody, I don't think, wants to see at this point in time Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton when it should be Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins one-on-one in Hell in a Cell. This to me is just screaming out fucking simple. Don't be stupid. Don't overcomplicate it. Because my God, all the shit that they've been doing primarily with Ambrose and Rollins has been really, really damn good. It has been a highlight. It has been one of those few reasons to actually watch Raw every single week and to continue to be plugged in to the product in any way, shape, or form. And if you sully those waters by putting the fucking Breakfast Club into this shit, then it just shows that the WWE doesn't care, that the WWE doesn't want to make a new top star, or in this case, potentially two. Man! And what was great about this whole night was you've got freaking Jamie Noble and Mercury looking for Ambrose. Noble with the mustard on his fucking face. He stopped to get a hot dog. They come out to get Ambrose, who's in the ring with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He said they brought out the Cruiserweight division to get him. Rollins eventually gets in there, opens the briefcase, and gets sprayed. And Ambrose's look, that fucking smile was classic. Him and Rollins both are starting to learn those little things, those small things at a WWE level that takes them to a next level from just being a guy to being a guy to being top guys. And I've been impressed by both of these guys' work, in some ways transcending and overcoming the stupidity of the WWE. But a lot of that, to me, again, can be ruined if the WWE goes down the path that it looks like they're fucking going down. Ding dong, dumb dicks. You can even throw in Cena versus Orton one-on-one in the pay-per-view if you so fucking desire. I don't even care. It has to involve Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, one-on-one inside of Hell in a Cell in the main event of the fucking pay-per-view, period. Anything less is unacceptable. I get that the WWE prioritizes Total Divas to a degree in the sense that they want to cross-promote, you know, and that's fine. That's what you should be doing. But it seems like they use Raw to cross-promote Total Divas and forget, in my opinion, that the priority is still Raw, not Total Divas. What should be the priority, WWE? The show that does like a 1.3, 1.4 rating every week? Or the show that, even as bad as the ratings have gotten, still does, like in this case, a 2.8 something this fucking week? To me, bigger audience, twice the audience, that should be the fucking priority. And all this shit you're doing with freaking Total Divas and Tyson Kidd doing whatever the fuck he's doing, it's stupid. Oh my God. And the fact that Brie Bella faced Eva Marie and Cameron in a handicap match. It's fucking stupid. Now, for fans of the Divas division, they might rejoice at the fact that there were 3 Divas matches on this show. And hey, that's something that you can grasp onto. That's something that could make you happy, perhaps. But just because they're being put on TV, it doesn't mean that it's any fucking good. And all of this shit involving the Total Divas, and even like getting to Nikki and Brie, WWE. If you sit there and give us Nikki versus Brie in a Hell in a Cell, at Hell in a Cell, but you don't have the intelligence to give us Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose one-on-one in a Hell in a Cell, then you deserve whatever the fuck you get as a company going forward. Anybody else find it funny that Big Show seems to be getting the John Cena treatment against Rusev? I would expect this shit if and when John Cena goes up against Rusev in the future, maybe on the road to WrestleMania. But holy Christ. You know, Mark Henry got a little bit of stuff in, but he still ended up losing. Now Big Show, the next logical opponent in my mind for Rusev, is getting involved. Big Show knocked him out with the WMD on SmackDown. Now on Raw, he's sitting there and he's getting over on Rusev again. And now he's bringing down the fucking Russian flag, which of course apparently sent people into a fucking uproar. And you know what I got to say about it? Fuck Russia. And no, I am not one of those red, white, and blue patriotic dipshits by any stretch of the imagination. But anybody that got offended by that, stick it up your fucking ass. And for WWE to sit there and feel the need to apologize, fuck them too. Did the WWE lose all of their balls? Do they have absolutely zero testicular fortitude left? You fucking did it. It is entertainment. Do all these movie studios have to apologize when they portray Russian mercenaries as the bad guys and so on and so forth? No! You are fucking entertainment. Start acting like an entertainment company. And stop sitting there and apologizing for every fucking thing that you do. Stand behind what the hell you do, damn it. Mark Henry has let America down, and it's getting him down. And here you go. A massive, important victory for Bo Dallas. Arguably his biggest victory to date. And Mark Henry did what Mark Henry do. Because that's what he do. He made sure that he went out there and did what was best for business and then went backstage and whooped his ass. He whooped his ass. As he should have. Now, is this setting up a heel turn for Mark Henry? Perhaps. Could that work? Perhaps. I don't know where you would go with that. But I just always wonder, you know, every time it involves Mark Henry, I always wonder what Smokey would think about what they're doing with him now. I kind of hate the format of Raw from the WWE in the sense that it feels like more often than not we get a 15 to 20 minute promo segment to kick off the show, and then you get some type of mid-card match in that second block of time. That's what we got here, a triple threat IC title match. You know, why not promote this? Why? It defeats the purpose. You know, obviously you'd rather spotlight The Miz here, even though Dolph Ziggler is the Intercontinental Champion. Instead of, again, having a match that was okay, you know, why not do something different to make Dolph Ziggler stand out even more? Maybe establish that he can be an entertaining guy. Establish that he actually has a shtick, a fucking gimmick, a fucking character. Instead of just having him go out there and make it seem like it's a total surprise that Dolph Ziggler would retain his Intercontinental Championship. The funniest thing to come out of this is not the fact that Sheamus plowed through Sandow later on in the night, was when Miz and Sandow went back. And Sandow speaking as Mrs. Stunt Double. And Triple H went into full burial mode. Tell him he's going to take, what do you say, he's taking a straight to DVD career to the unemployment line? Praise God. Now this is the type of shit you could get into. This is the type of shit we need more out of Triple H. He needs to be who he fucking is on camera. All this other phony baloney shit, fuck it. This is the type of snide-ass remarks you make all the time. This is what we need to see all the time. Make these other fucks step up to the damn challenge. He said straight to DVD to the unemployment line. Now, they ran a couple of vignettes, what appears to be hyping up Luke Harper making a singles run. And you know what? I know a lot of you are excited about this. Brody Lee's getting a singles push in the WWE, and that's all fine and good. But, of course, as always, I'm going to crap on it in some way. But I think I'm legitimate here in this case. And I think maybe a lot of you will actually back me up on this. Why are we worried about pushing Luke Harper when we're not even doing things wisely with Bray Wyatt? Why are we using Bray Wyatt to make Bray Wyatt a star instead of using Bray Wyatt to send Luke Harper off on a singles push? To me, Bray Wyatt is the better overall talent, and he is several years younger. So from a WWE standpoint, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, who is my fucking priority right now? The guy that I've pounded into a big role over the past year plus? A guy that could be a big top star for me and has shown that he has that capability. He can get it done on the mic. He can get it done in the ring. He gets a reaction from the crowd every time. The people are into him. He is something unique and different. Or we're going to prioritize his top henchman. It's like WWE can't help but get bored with something and then they got to go on to the next thing. Why not make Bray Wyatt a star and then bring Luke Harper along with him? This is just stupid. This is typical WWE fucking E. Find something for Bray Wyatt to do. Try to make him a damn star. Then worry about Luke Harper. Now you end up doing this, and both of them are going to kind of negate each other. So yeah, this was not any type of 5-star classic show. It wasn't even necessarily a very good show, but it gave me enough redeeming qualities to make it worthwhile. Yes, there was still some crap. There were definitely the things that bothered me, but even if I sounded like I ranted and raved about them, and some things I did, it didn't bother me as much as I might have thought, because maybe the Ambrose Rollins stuff was good enough. Getting to see Hulkster in any capacity is good enough. Mark Henry, it's good enough. You know, I got some redeeming qualities on this show. I'm looking forward to next week's Raw, a Roman Reigns interview, so you know Summer will be back with plenty to say. And we also need to find out what the newest members of Deuces and Fours, Panda and Snowcone, are up to, and why they're around. Yeah, we We need to find that out. It's very important stuff. Maybe Fool Killer should pay attention.